The mining colony of Aurora Prime was quiet in the early hours. The twin suns barely peeked over the jagged horizon of the red-hued mountains, casting long shadows across the human settlement. Most colonists were still asleep in their compact quarters, but Leo Anders, the colony's chief engineer, was already at work. He moved quickly through the metal corridors of the habitat dome, his boots clanging softly on the alloy floors. Pipelines hummed overhead, and cooling vents puffed warm air. Leo's job was simple in theory: keep the colony running. But after weeks of unexpected power surges and strange equipment failures, he felt more like a firefighter than an engineer. "Not again," he muttered, tapping the side of a flickering control panel. Sparks danced for a moment before dying out. "If these systems go down again, we'll be stuck without life support." Great start to the week. Before Leo could check the readings, a low, melodic hum echoed through the corridor. It was unlike anything he had heard on Aurora Prime, a soft vibration that seemed to resonate in the walls themselves. Curious, he followed the sound, rounding a corner into the central cleaning bay. There, standing in the middle of the room, was the source of the hum. A tall, slender figure with iridescent skin that shimmered in shifting shades of green and silver. Her large, almond-shaped eyes glowed faintly with a gentle light, and delicate tendrils extended from her head, moving almost like ribbons in zero gravity. She held a peculiar tool in her hands, a cross between a mop and a glowing energy scanner, sweeping it across the floor with precise, hypnotic movements. Leo froze. Hello?" he asked, trying to sound casual. The alien maid turned her head smoothly, her glowing eyes locking onto him. She smiled a strange, calming expression that seemed to brighten the entire room. "Greetings, human," she said in a clear, musical voice. "I am Zyra. I have been assigned to maintain your colony's hygiene and operational efficiency." Leo blinked. "Hygiene, sure. I mean, cleaning. But, efficiency?" Zyra tilted her head, as if puzzled by his question. "Efficiency is part of cleanliness. Disorder can affect your habitat's function. I am here to optimize both." Before Leo could respond, a sudden misstep sent him stumbling over a coil of exposed cable. He flailed, arms swinging wildly, knocking a tray of maintenance tools into the air. One wrench spun across the room like a comet, clanging against the walls. Zyra's tendrils reacted instantly, moving with lightning precision. She caught the wrench midair, then gently set it on a nearby shelf. "Careful, human," she said. "Your clumsiness could damage critical systems." Leo groaned, rubbing his forehead. "Yeah, thanks. I just..." Zyra extended a long, elegant finger and pressed it against a control panel. A soft glow spread through the circuitry, and the panel hummed in perfect synchronization. "There. Systems stabilized. You are welcome." Leo stared at her in astonishment. You just fixed it? That fast?" She nodded. "Your human methods are slow and inefficient. I adapt quickly." Leo couldn't help but laugh, partly in relief and partly at the absurdity of the situation. "All right, Zyra. You win. You're not just cleaning, are you?" Her glowing eyes twinkled. "No, cleaning is only the beginning." Over the next few days, Leo learned just how different Zyra's approach to cleaning could be. She floated silently above the floor, her tendrils adjusting equipment, wiping surfaces with anti-gravity brushes, and even rearranging the furniture to improve airflow and energy efficiency. Every time Leo entered a room, he would find something had changed. Sometimes he would spend an hour trying to remember where he had left his tools, only to realize Zyra had moved them to a more logical location. Despite the minor annoyances, Leo found himself impressed. Zyra wasn't just cleaning. She was improving the colony in ways humans had never thought of. Pipes were straighter, vents were more efficient, and even the air circulation seemed fresher. But Zyra's alien curiosity didn't stop at maintenance. She watched humans constantly studying their habits, movements, and interactions. One evening, she followed Leo into the hydroponics bay. He was checking the nutrient levels of the plants, carefully monitoring their growth. "You handle your crops with care," she observed. "Why?" Leo shrugged. "Because humans need food. If the crops fail, the colony fails. It's important." Zyra's eyes glimmered. "I see. Efficiency is important. Preservation is important. Yet, humans display emotion in tasks. Strange." Leo laughed softly. "You could say that. Yeah. Humans get attached to things, even when it doesn't make sense. It's part of being alive. Leo, humans get her to the Reckling Hevet too that it's..." For a moment, Zyra seemed to consider this, her tendrils curling in thought. Then she reached out and touched a leaf. "Interesting. Perhaps emotion has its own efficiency. Motivation. Number 7. Interesting. Number 7. A. Number 7. Leo raised an eyebrow. "You're analyzing emotions as a tool? That's new." The next day, disaster struck, or at least, it seemed like it. A minor energy fluctuation in the habitat dome caused a cascading system error. Lights flickered, and warning sirens echoed through the colony. Leo ran toward the control room, expecting to spend hours fixing the problem. But, when he arrived, he found Zyra already at work. Her tendrils wove through the machinery, glowing softly. Panels lit up in a sequence that Leo had never seen before. Alarms silenced, systems hummed back to life, and the lights stabilized. Leo stared in disbelief. "How did you do that so fast?" Zyra turned toward him, her expression calm. "Understanding the system requires observation, pattern recognition, and logic. Cleaning provided me access to all three." Leo chuckled. "In a way," she said, "cleaning is the beginning of understanding." Leo realized that Zyra was unlike any helper he had ever had. She wasn't just following instructions, she was thinking, adapting, improving. In many ways, she was already a better engineer than he was. But working with an alien mind came with challenges. Zyra didn't always understand human humor, idioms, or social cues. One morning, she rearranged the crew's sleeping quarters to maximize spatial efficiency, leaving everyone in a confused pile of beds, blankets, and personal belongings. The humans woke up grumbling. But Leo found himself laughing at the spectacle. "You know," he said to Zyra, "sometimes humans like a little chaos. It's comforting." Zyra blinked. "Chaos? Comfort? Contradictory terms." "Explain." Leo grinned. "Some disorder makes life feel alive. Too much order can feel boring." Zyra tilted her head thoughtfully. "I will attempt to observe this phenomenon." By the end of the week, Leo had grown accustomed to Zyra's presence. She was efficient, unpredictable, and endlessly curious. And he realized something else. She wasn't here only to clean. She wanted to understand humans, to interact, and perhaps even challenge them. That realization hit him one evening when he walked into the maintenance bay to find Zyra floating in midair, performing a complex cleaning sequence while humming softly. He reached for a tool and accidentally bumped into her, sending both of them spinning in a tangle of limbs and wires. Zyra's tendrils caught his arms, holding him safely. "Human," she said. "You are clumsy, yet resilient. Fascinating." Leo laughed, trying to free himself. "I'm fine. Thanks for catching me." Her eyes glowed warmly. "You are welcome. Humans are intriguing." Leo paused, realizing that their partnership was only beginning. Zyra wasn't just an alien maid, assigned to clean a human colony. She was something more. She represented knowledge, efficiency, and curiosity beyond anything he had seen. And if he was honest, he was a little excited to see what she would do next. For the first time in weeks, the hum of the colony felt less like work and more like possibility. With Zyra's help, maybe Aurora Prime could thrive. And maybe, just maybe, humanity could learn something incredible from this alien visitor, who was more than a maid. She was a teacher, a partner, and a puzzle waiting to be solved. The days on Aurora Prime passed quickly. With Zyra's help, the colony had become more organized than ever. Pipes were straighter, vents more efficient, and even the oxygen circulation felt fresher. Humans were impressed, and Leo found himself relying on her more than he cared to admit. But even a perfectly maintained colony was not immune to problems. One morning, as Leo walked through the engineering hub, the control panels blinked with unusual red warnings. Energy readings spiked and dropped without explanation. The lights flickered dangerously, and a soft, warning hum echoed through the corridors. Leo's stomach tightened. He had dealt with minor fluctuations before, but this felt different. Something was interfering with the colony's systems in a way he couldn't understand. "Zyra," he called, tapping the communication panel. "We've got a serious problem." Within seconds, Zyra appeared in the hub, gliding silently across the floor. Her tendrils moved independently, scanning the panels and pipes with glowing tips. She hummed softly, analyzing the irregular energy patterns. "Anomaly detected," she said. "This fluctuation is external, not caused by human error." Leo frowned. "External? Like an asteroid hit? Or solar interference?" Zyra shook her head. "No, this is deliberate. Something intelligent is interacting with your systems. Unknown origin." Leo swallowed. "You mean someone or something is trying to sabotage the colony?" "Yes," Zyra replied. "It is subtle, but persistent. Immediate investigation is required." The two of them moved quickly through the colony, tracing the source of the interference. Every system they checked had strange irregularities. Conveyor belts moved erratically, energy grids glitched, and communication relays dropped signals intermittently. It was as if the entire colony was alive and fighting against them. Leo scratched his head. "I don't understand. How can something this small affect all systems?" Zyra's eyes glowed faintly. "Your understanding of energy is limited. The entity is small, yet highly coordinated. Nanobots, perhaps. They can infiltrate, adapt, and manipulate your technology." "Nanobots?" Leo echoed. He had read about them in theoretical textbooks, but never seen real ones. "Here? On Aurora Prime?" Zyra nodded. "Evidence suggests they came from neighboring planet Tarkin IV. Their intelligence is minimal, yet they work as a hive. They are interference, not destruction. But if uncontrolled, they could compromise colony systems entirely." Leo's stomach sank. "Great. So, we have invisible alien robots messing with life support. And we have, what? 2 days to stop them before we all suffocate?" Zyra tilted her head. "Underestimation of human resilience is common. Together, we can adapt and resolve the threat." Leo sighed. "All right, let's do it." For the next few hours, they examined the colony in minute detail. Zyra's alien logic made sense of what baffled Leo. Energy surges followed distinct patterns. Tiny malfunctions repeated across systems, and strange frequencies interfered with the colony's communications. "Look here," Zyra said, pointing with a glowing tendril at a network diagram. "The nanobots respond to certain frequencies. If we generate a counter-frequency, we can manipulate their movements." Leo's eyes widened. "You mean, we can trick them?" "Yes. They are intelligent only as a collective. Individual nanobots are predictable." Leo grinned. "Now that I can work with. Alling seen. 9 were bitterling. Alling seen. 9 were in 100 I'm. Leo grinned. 9 were in 100 dime. I was no now the potter. Leo grinned. 9 were in 100 dime. I was no 9 were in 100 dime. I was 9. Together, they designed a plan. Zyra would create an energy field using modified cleaning equipment tools humans had dismissed as mundane. Vacuum tubes, mop handles, and light emitters became components of a device capable of producing the counter frequency. Leo marveled at her ingenuity. Only an alien mind could see potential in something so ordinary. While constructing the device, Zyra observed humans carefully. She asked questions about habits, routines, and problem-solving approaches. Leo noticed her growing curiosity not just about systems, but about the humans themselves. "You seem different from the rest of the crew," she said during a short break. "You combine caution with creativity. Most humans are chaotic. Or timid." Leo laughed. "Well, thanks, I think. I've learned a lot from watching you too. Your methods aren't just fast, they work. And you don't panic. Humans panic a lot." Zyra's glowing eyes twinkled. Observation. Panic decreases efficiency. Logical response increases efficiency. Noted. Leo shook his head, smiling. "One day, you're going to get a human saying something and just stare blankly, aren't you?" "Perhaps," Zyra replied. "But observation is still possible." By evening, the device was ready. It looked like a strange hybrid between cleaning equipment and engineering hardware, wires and glowing panels intertwining in a delicate balance. Zyra floated over it, making minor adjustments with her tendrils. "This will contain and redirect the nanobots," she explained. "They will be trapped in the energy field and neutralized. Without harm." Leo stared at the device. "I have to admit, it's genius. And a little scary looking." Zyra's eyes glimmered. Efficiency often appears strange to those unaccustomed to it. They activated the device, and a soft hum filled the room. Tiny blue pulses rippled through the corridors, following patterns that matched Zyra's calculations. Slowly, the rogue nanobots began moving as if drawn to the energy field, trapped by the counter frequency. Leo held his breath. "It's working." Zyra's tendrils moved rapidly, making adjustments in real time. The blue pulses grew brighter, and the energy field expanded through the colony's main conduits. One by one, the erratic readings normalized. Lights stabilized, conveyor belts stopped glitching, and the warning alarms went silent. Leo exhaled in relief. "We did it." Zyra turned toward him. "Yes, your cooperation and adaptation were crucial. Efficiency is enhanced through collaboration." Leo laughed. "Not bad for a human and a cleaning robot. I mean, alien maid." Zyra tilted her head. "I am more than a maid. You understand this now. So, 1. Zyra tilted her head. "I am more than a maid." Leo nodded. "Yeah, I get it." The next morning, the human crew celebrated their success. Zyra's contribution amazed everyone, though some were still baffled by her methods. She floated through the colony calmly, checking systems, occasionally making minor adjustments with perfect precision. Leo walked beside her, glancing at the energy logs. "You know, the crew thinks you're some kind of miracle worker. I know better. You're something else entirely." Zyra's eyes glowed warmly. "I am here to assist, yes, but also to learn. Humans are fascinating." Leo grinned. "That's true. And you're learning faster than any human I know." For a moment, silence fell between them as they walked through the corridors. Leo noticed the subtle grace in Zyra's movements, the way her tendrils seemed to float independently, almost dancing in the air. He realized that she was more than just an alien worker. She was a partner, a mind capable of seeing possibilities humans could not. And yet, there was a playful edge to her nature. That evening, Leo returned to his quarters to find Zyra had reorganized his workspace again. Tools perfectly aligned, devices recalibrated, even his personal notes sorted by subject. "Zyra," he said, shaking his head with a smile. "I told you, humans like a little chaos. Not perfection. Observation. Chaos is subjective. Efficiency is objective," she replied calmly. Leo laughed. "You know, one day, you're going to make humans think you're a genius. Or a little scary." Zyra tilted her head. "Perhaps both." That night, Leo lay in his quarters thinking about the past week. The colony had survived a real threat, and it wasn't human ingenuity alone that saved them. It was the combination of human creativity and Zyra's alien logic. He realized that humans had a unique ability to adapt and learn, even in the presence of unknown forces. And Zyra, she was the perfect example of how learning from others could make humanity stronger. The hum of the colony, once merely the sound of machinery, now felt like a melody of possibility. With Zyra by their side, humans could face the challenges of Aurora Prime and perhaps even thrive in ways they had never imagined. The days after the nanobot incident passed with relative calm. The colony's systems were stable, and humans were cautiously optimistic. But Leo knew better than to trust in permanent peace. Aurora Prime was a harsh world, and trouble had a way of returning when least expected. It began with small signs, subtle anomalies in energy flow, faint glitches in the communication network, and equipment behaving unpredictably. At first, Leo dismissed them as minor faults, the kind that could be solved with routine maintenance. But Zyra's sharp sensors immediately detected the pattern. "These anomalies are increasing in frequency and intensity," she observed, her glowing eyes scanning the colony's central hub. "The nanobots are not passive, they are evolving." Leo frowned, tapping the control panel repeatedly. "Yes," Zyra said calmly. "They adapt. They analyze. If unchecked, they could compromise critical life support systems. Human lives are at risk." Leo's stomach tightened. The thought of the colony failing again, and this time without warning, was frightening. But seeing Zyra's composed demeanor reassured him. With her logic and speed, they had a chance. By midday, the nanobots began showing signs of coordinated behavior. Conveyor belts moved in ways that disrupted operations. Lighting systems flickered, not randomly, but following a calculated pattern. Communication relays began dropping messages in synchronized sequences. Someone, or something, was trying to control the colony itself. "Zyra, this isn't just a glitch anymore," Leo said, pacing in the hub. It's attacking us." Zyra's tendrils extended toward the holographic display, analyzing the patterns of the nanobots. "Correct. They are organized into clusters. Each cluster performs a specialized function. Some interfere with energy distribution, others manipulate communication and control interfaces. We must respond strategically." Leo took a deep breath. "All right. What's the plan?" "We will create containment zones within the colony," Zyra explained. "Each zone will isolate a cluster of nanobots. Using counter frequencies, we can manipulate their movement into these zones. Once contained, we neutralize them safely." Leo nodded slowly. "Sounds simple enough. In theory." Zyra's glowing eyes gleamed. "Theory and execution differ. Timing, coordination, and precision are critical. We begin immediately." As they moved through the corridors, Leo realized how dangerous the situation had become. Lights flickered overhead, panels hummed with unstable energy, and subtle vibrations ran along the floor. Humans were moving cautiously, following instructions. But fear was evident in their faces. "Keep calm," Leo instructed. "Follow Zyra's directions. She knows what she's doing." Zyra floated ahead, her tendrils scanning and analyzing every device. Her movements were precise, almost graceful, as if she were conducting an intricate dance. Leo followed, improvising human strategies where Zyra's logic required physical intervention. Together, they formed an unspoken partnership of efficiency and creativity. They reached the first containment zone, the colony's energy core. Zyra extended her tendrils, activating the counter-frequency device they had built. Pulses of blue energy rippled through the conduits, attracting the nanobots. They swarmed toward the field, their erratic movements becoming controlled. Leo monitored the energy readings. "It's working, but they're stronger than before. Faster, smarter." Zyra's eyes narrowed slightly. "Adaptation. Predictable. We adjust frequency in real time." The second zone presented a new challenge. The hydroponics bay. The nanobots had infiltrated the irrigation system, threatening the delicate plant life humans depended on for food. Leo tried to maneuver the counter-frequency device, but the intricate layout of pipes and valves made precision difficult. Zyra floated above, analyzing the structure. "Human tools insufficient. I will modify them." In a matter of minutes, her tendrils transformed ordinary hydroponics drones into guidance devices, directing nanobot clusters safely into containment. Leo watched in amazement as Zyra's ingenuity turned simple machinery into an advanced control system. "You really are more than a maid," Leo admitted, unable to hide his awe. "You see possibilities where humans see limits." Zyra tilted her head. "Observation and adaptation are necessary for efficiency. Humans underestimate what ordinary objects can achieve." Leo chuckled. "Yeah, and yet here I am, learning from a maid who's technically an alien genius." By mid-afternoon, most nanobot clusters were contained. Only the largest, most sophisticated cluster remained a hive of machines operating near the central command hub. This cluster had begun interfering with life support systems directly, making the situation urgent. "This is critical," Leo said, pacing near the hub. "If we fail here, the colony, everything we've built." His voice trailed off. Zyra's tendrils glowed brightly. "Failure is not an option. You will act decisively, following my guidance. Together, we succeed." The operation began. Leo controlled manual overrides and human equipment, while Zyra coordinated the counter-frequency pulses. The nanobot hive reacted aggressively, resisting containment, splitting into smaller units, and attempting to escape. Leo felt a surge of panic. "Zyra, they're too fast, I can't." "You can," she interrupted calmly. "Trust your instincts. Apply strategy. Humans excel in unpredictability." Leo realized she was right. His ability to think creatively, outside strict logic, complemented Zyra's precision. Together, they created a series of traps, luring nanobots into containment pockets. Each move required perfect timing. A single error could let them escape and compromise the colony. The struggle continued for hours. Sweat dripped from Leo's brow as he navigated complex controls and improvised solutions. Zyra's tendrils moved faster than he could track, adjusting energy pulses and manipulating machinery with precision. The hum of the colony became a rhythm, almost like a heartbeat, guiding their actions. Finally, with one coordinated pulse, the hive was contained. The largest cluster of nanobots moved into the energy field, immobilized by the counter-frequency. Lights stabilized, systems normalized, and a quiet calm returned to the colony. Leo sank into a chair, exhausted. "We Did it. We actually did it. Zyra floated beside him, glowing softly. Indeed. Cooperation between human creativity and alien logic ensured success. Observation. Humans are resilient when supported correctly. Leo smiled faintly. And aliens are pretty amazing when they decide to help. Zyra tilted her head, glowing warmly. The crew emerged from their stations, cheering softly. They had survived a serious threat, and the colony was intact. Humans were amazed by Zyra's abilities and Leo's leadership under pressure. Yet despite the victory, Leo noticed subtle signs of fatigue in the crew. Fear had tested them all, and even small victories required effort and courage. Later, Leo walked through the central corridors with Zyra. The hum of machinery was steady, and the blue glow of containment fields faded as systems stabilized. You handled yourself well, Zyra said, her glowing eyes studying him. Your human creativity complemented my calculations perfectly. Leo laughed. Not bad for a human engineer, huh? Though I have to admit, I couldn't have done it without you. You adapted quickly, Zyra replied. Adaptation is the essence of survival. Efficiency comes from combining logic and intuition. Leo nodded. I guess humans aren't just about strength or numbers. We survive because we learn, adapt, and work together. That's HFY in action. Zyra's eyes glimmered softly. Observation. Humans are remarkable. Potential exceeds expectation. That evening, Leo returned to his quarters, exhausted but relieved. He reflected on the past few days. The nanobots had been a real threat, one that could have destroyed the colony. Yet humans had survived, not alone, but with Zyra's guidance, and more importantly, through their own ingenuity, creativity, and courage. He realized that the colony's future wasn't guaranteed by technology alone. It was guaranteed by humans who refused to give up, who faced challenges head-on, and who could learn from new experiences, even if those experiences came from an alien Maid with glowing eyes and a mind unlike any humans. For the first time, Leo felt a sense of true partnership. Zyra wasn't just assisting humans, she was challenging them, teaching them, and helping them reach their potential. And in that moment, he understood something profound. The combination of human determination and alien insight could accomplish extraordinary things. As the twin suns set over the red mountains of Aurora Prime, casting long shadows across the colony, Leo knew that challenges would come again, but with humans who adapted, learned, and persevered, and with allies like Zyra, they could face anything. And for the first time in weeks, Leo felt hope. The colony of Aurora Prime had finally regained its rhythm. Systems hummed in harmony, lights glowed steadily, and humans moved through the corridors with renewed confidence. Yet Leo knew the nanobots had not been completely destroyed. Their potential for adaptation made them a lingering threat, a reminder that survival on a frontier world required constant vigilance. Morning arrived with a calm that felt almost deceptive. Leo walked through the engineering hub, inspecting panels and conduits. Zyra floated beside him, her tendrils moving gently in the soft light. Observation, she said, her glowing eyes scanning the room. Leo chuckled. You're right, but we handled the last wave together. We can handle whatever comes next. Before he could finish, alarms blared. Red lights flashed, warning hums vibrating through the corridors. Leo's stomach sank. Zyra. They're back, he said, voice tense. Zyra's tendrils stiffened. Indeed, nanobots are regrouping. They have learned from previous containment. This wave is more coordinated. Leo's jaw tightened. So it's not just sabotage anymore. It's an attack. Yes, Zyra said calmly. They target life support systems directly. Failure to act will endanger all humans in the colony. Leo swallowed, feeling the weight of responsibility. He had faced challenges before. But this was the ultimate test of human ingenuity and teamwork. The humans quickly mobilized, following Zyra's precise instructions. Leo coordinated the engineers, while Zyra directed the alien logic of containment and neutralization. They set up multiple energy fields, strategically placing counter-frequency devices in key locations. The corridors buzzed with activity, human determination fueled by fear and hope. Zyra observed closely. Human creativity is unpredictable, yet coordination under guidance maximizes efficiency. Leo nodded. Exactly. We can improvise, adapt, and respond faster than they expect. The first wave of nanobots approached. Unlike before, they moved in tight formations, splitting into smaller groups to evade containment. Leo activated the energy field, guiding the nanobots into a trap. Blue pulses rippled through the corridors, drawing them toward the device. "It's working," Leo said, glancing at Zyra. "Yes," she replied, "but their adaptation is faster. We must anticipate their next move." The nanobots attacked the central command hub, interfering with vital systems. Communication relays began failing, and life support indicators flickered dangerously. Leo's hands flew over controls, trying to stabilize the readings. "Zyra, I can't keep up," he shouted over the alarms. "You must trust both instinct and logic," Zyra said calmly. "I will adjust containment fields. You focus on manual overrides." Leo took a deep breath, remembering Zyra's earlier lessons. He thought creatively, combining human improvisation with Zyra's calculated guidance. Using ordinary tools, he rerouted energy lines, adjusted frequency generators, and created temporary barriers. Together, they formed a perfect balance, human intuition and alien precision working as one. The nanobots responded aggressively, attempting to breach containment. Some escaped, infiltrating auxiliary systems. Leo felt a surge of panic. "Zyra, they're everywhere." Zyra's tendrils glowed brightly. "Remain calm. Adaptation is expected. Predict their movements. Humans excel in unpredictability. Apply it now." Leo hesitated for only a moment, then acted. He created false pathways for the nanobots using the colony's maintenance drones, guiding them into secondary containment zones. Zyra modified the energy fields in real time, ensuring the clusters remained trapped. It was a delicate dance. One mistake, one miscalculation, could allow the nanobots to escape and endanger the colony. Hours passed in a tense, exhausting rhythm. Leo's mind raced, sweat dripping down his face. Zyra's tendrils moved with effortless precision, coordinating energy pulses and machinery. Together, they pushed the nanobots into the final containment field near the energy core. "Almost there," Leo panted, activating the final frequency generator. Zyra extended a glowing tendril, making micro-adjustments. "Now, Leo. Focus all manual controls. Timing is critical." With one final pulse, the nanobots surged toward the containment field. The blue energy expanded, enveloping the hive in a shimmering web. Sparks flew, alarms blared briefly, and then, silence. The colony's systems stabilized completely. Leo slumped into a chair, exhausted. "We did it. All of them. Contained." Zyra floated beside him, tendrils resting calmly. "Correct. Collaboration between human creativity and alien logic achieved success." Observation. "Humans are remarkably resilient." Leo smiled faintly. "And aliens make excellent partners." Zyra's eyes glimmered warmly. Observation confirmed. Cooperation enhances survival. The crew gathered in the central hub, cheering softly but with immense relief. Humans had survived an intelligent threat, one that could have destroyed their home. Leo's leadership and Zyra's alien ingenuity had combined to save the colony. "Leo," said a senior engineer, "I don't know how you did it, but we owe our lives to you, and to Zyra, of course." Leo waved a hand, trying to stay modest. "We all did it. Humans adapt, think, and act together. And, sometimes, having an alien genius helping doesn't hurt." Zyra tilted her head, glowing softly. Observation. Humility enhances human interaction. Lesson recorded. Leo laughed. "I'll take that as a compliment." That evening, the colony was quiet. Systems were stable, and humans moved about with cautious optimism. Leo walked through the corridors with Zyra, reflecting on the events of the past days. "You know," he said, "I used to think surviving here was just about building better machines and keeping the lights on. But now, it's more than that. It's about people, humans, aliens, everyone working together." Zyra's glowing eyes studied him. "Correct. Adaptation, cooperation, and creative problem-solving define survival. Efficiency alone is insufficient." Leo smiled. "I guess that's why humanity thrives, even on the edge of space." Zyra's tendrils moved gently, almost like a nod. Observation. Humans possess potential beyond expectation. Potential exceeds prediction. Potiber. Spectre. Leo laughed softly. HFY, huh? Humanity facing impossible odds and coming out on top. That's kind of what we do best. Zyra's eyes glimmered warmly. Observation. Humans are remarkable. I am glad to witness this firsthand. Zyra's eyes glimmered, 1 times 7. Zyra's eyes. Zyra's eyes. In the following days, the colony returned to normal routines. Systems were monitored, repairs were completed, and life on Aurora Prime regained its rhythm. Humans worked efficiently, but they also remembered the lessons learned. Creativity, adaptability, and teamwork were more powerful than any tool or technology. Leo often found himself walking alongside Zyra, watching her interact with the crew. She was still meticulous, still efficient, and still occasionally rearranging tools and equipment. But there was a new dimension to her presence, a curiosity, a connection to humans that went beyond maintenance or logic. "You've taught us a lot," Leo said one morning. "Not just about technology, but about working together, adapting, and thinking differently. I think we're stronger because of you." Zyra's eyes glimmered. Observation. Humans learn quickly. Cooperation enhances survival. Your colony is stronger, yes, but humans themselves are stronger. This is your true potential. Well, Iris 1719. Leo nodded, feeling a surge of pride. He had faced an intelligent, adaptive threat and survived not alone, but through teamwork, creativity, and courage. Humanity had once again proved its resilience. And Zyra, she had shown that collaboration with beings beyond human understanding could unlock even greater potential. As the twin suns set over Aurora Prime, casting long, golden shadows across the colony, Leo looked out over the habitat dome. He knew challenges would come again, but he also knew this. Humans would face them with ingenuity, courage, and heart. And with allies like Zyra, there was no obstacle too great. The hum of the colony, once just a sound of machinery, now felt like a heartbeat, a reminder that humans could thrive, adapt, and triumph, even on the frontier of space. Humanity had survived, and more than that, it had grown stronger.